How far you see this? This is 4 months after launching of these tractors. You could remember Tinubu launched these tractors from Belarus when he introduced his schoolmate or school classmate or old school from Belarus, that notorious criminal, according to them. So 4 months after launching these tractors, machines, they are still unused. 50 billion worth of equipment, they are still unused after 4 months. Launching this product to boost food production. Now, 4 months after, they are still unused for bureaucratic delays. That's the reason. Now, let me read something to you so that you understand what we are saying. This was the tractors launched, Tinubu launched, to boost food production so that Nigerians can have food. But now, 4 months after, they are still unused. Now, 4 months after Tinubu's 50 billion tractor launch, machines remain unused. It means bureaucratic delays. Nearly 4 months after the President Bola Tinubu launched 50 billion worth of tractors and farm machineries to boost food production, the equipment remains idle at the National Agricultural Seed Council headquarters, exposing yet another case of stalled agricultural reform and bureaucratic inertia. The president had unveiled 2,000 tractors, 2,000 dicks, prongs, and harrows, 1,000 ridges, 1,200 trailers, 500 seed drills, and other implements under his renewed Hope Agricultural Initiative, promising nationwide deployment to empower farmers and create jobs for youth. We are taking a monumental leap forwards with the introduction of state-of-the-art agricultural equipment. This is a bold step towards achieving complete agricultural independence. Tinubu had said during the launch attended by Belarusian officials. However, months later, the Ministries of Agriculture and Food Security says it is still awaiting presidential directives. Okay, on distributions. Now, let me take this again so that you don't say this is me, I'm making this story up. Hear what is coming from. However, months later, the Ministry of Agriculture, right? Ministry of Agriculture is coming from there now. Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security says it is still awaiting presidential directives on distribution, delaying deployment ahead of the farming season. Ministry insiders told the Guardians that operations have slowed and that only the president dictates the pace. Agriculture Minister Abubakar Kyari had earlier outlined 3 deployment modes: direct sales, leasing, and tractor service centers aimed at giving farmers affordable access and boosting productivity. But the plan has stalled, leaving farmers burdened by high labor and input costs. Now, you listen to the story. Let me just stop there. Now, is this not enough reason for even military to take over? Is this not enough reason for military to take over the country, to overthrow Tinubu? Because now, let's see. This, he said, to boost food productions so that Nigerians can feed 4 months after. Now, if you started planting 4 months after, there are some crops you plant 4 months after you're already harvesting. It depends. 4 months after you're already harvesting. Now, this was to boost food production so that Nigerians can feed, so that this would have created a lot of employment to youth. Now, Nigerians 4 months after, no food, no productions going on, no employment being created, right? But 50 million gone. Tinubu has taken this as part of his achievement, that he has acquired or launched farm equipment for farmers. It would have been on record since then. Tinubu purchased these numbers of equipments from Belarus, and those people now, officials would be thinking that Nigerians is already, the farming is already ongoing, that a lot of employment has been created as a result of these machineries. But yet it is not so. The money gone. These things are still there. Before then, maybe some of them would have, I don't know, they would need to service one of them. Now, jobs are not being created. This, according to them, it will solve problems of food. Now, insecurity. Can you now see the reason why we complain day by day, daily? Because this one now, Tinubu has taken glory already that he has acquired these equipments, that the farming work is going on. The the world has seen the video, but now they don't know that they are still there. No, they are still there unused. What is delaying this? Now you just listen to the delay reasons. Is that enough reason? Can you imagine? But if you talk now, they say Tinubu is doing coastal road. If you talk, Tinubu is doing coastal road. Tinubu has stabilized the dollar. That's the only achievement now. Because this one now would have solved a lot of problems. For example, would have at least, do you know how many machineries here, tractors, right? If you have distributed this to different states for their families, supporting them, but you're able to acquire this, they are not able to distribute because other farming equipment has increased. Those farmers, they don't have money to buy them. Tinubu is not ready to support them. You can't just give farmers, all these people, you can't just give them tractors without other things now. Do you understand? So there's a problem. And meanwhile, some of these people said, well, they would have loved to farm. Insecurity, Boko Haram, banditry have chased them away from the land. They can't farm again. You see, there's problem in this country. When somebody talk, you say you are a liar. What are you saying? Now, when you talk, now what has Tinubu achieved? He's building coastal road. He's constructing coastal road. Constructing coastal road. And when you look at that coastal road that Tinubu is building, reasons why Oseni at that time were asking for cost per kilometers or average cost per kilometer. Dave May refused to answer. Later, I think Dave May said 7 point something billion naira. If you divide, if you times 7 point something billion times 700, I think it'll give you about, it'll give you 5 point something trillion for that kilometer. It'll give you 5 point something trillion. Do you understand? But yeah, it's even 5 trillion now. It will give you. Then see at 10 trillion because the road budgeted for 15 trillion. Where is the money? That's the reason why the question was difficult for him to answer. Yes, because the kilometers are not the same. You are expecting to see a lot of things to do around where you have to need more equipment than the other. You're not going to use the same percentage to calculate all of them. Let's say because of that unforeseen circumstances on different kilometers, is going to, some of them is going to be more expensive than other. Because if you use 7 point something billion, according to Dave Umari, that's what he said, cost per kilometer. If you're based on that average, it's going to give you 5 trillion, 5 point something trillion. But now, give and take because they are not the same. Make everything. Let's just give Dave Umari 10 trillion safe because of unforeseen circumstances. We are giving the extra 5 trillion. Then we still have extra 5 trillion unused. But yet, they are still telling us that money will not be enough. Okay, 5 trillion is too much. Let's give them 2.5 trillion for that unforeseen circumstances because they are not the same. Now let's say the road will be like taking 7.5 trillion naira. They still have how much left? They still have 7.5 trillion left unused. But yeah, they still said the money will not be enough. They're still going to demand because, oh God, this country, yes, this imagine. Anyways, I just want you to know that this was the launch when Tinubu introduced his fellow schoolmate criminals